Michael Jackson, the king who never really left. Still earning, still trending, decades after his death. Let's start with a number that'll blow your mind. In 2024 alone, Michael Jackson earned nearly $600 million. In 2025, that number sits at over $105 million and climbing. The man hasn't been alive since 2009, and he's still the highest-earning deceased celebrity on the planet. No one comes close. But here's what really tells you everything about Michael Jackson's impact. The day his death was announced, so many people simultaneously searched his name on Google that Google's own servers thought they were under a cyber attack. They shut down search results for nearly half an hour. That same afternoon, Wikipedia and Twitter both crashed from the traffic. A biopic about his life is currently in production, with his nephew, Jafar Jackson, playing the lead role. And if that name sounds familiar, it's because Jafar's father is Jermaine Jackson, Michael's brother, who converted to Islam back in 1989. There's long been speculation that Michael himself was drawn to the faith later in life, but we'll get to that. First, let's talk about the man behind the Moonwalk, because his story, it's anything but simple.
A childhood that was stolen. Michael Joseph Jackson was born on August 29, 1958, in Gary, Indiana, one of 10 children in a working-class family where money was always tight and pressure was always high. At the 34th Grammy Awards, Michael stood at the microphone and said something that silenced the room. "My childhood was stolen from me. There was no joy, no fun, only hard work, pain, and struggle. And that's ultimately what brought me success." His father, Joe Jackson, ran the household with an iron fist and sometimes a belt, an electrical cord, or a tree branch. Joe later justified this by saying he was simply keeping his boys in line and pushing them toward success. But the psychological damage those years left on Michael was deep and lasting, wounds he carried for the rest of his life.
From Gary, Indiana, to the world stage. Even as a child, it was obvious Michael was different. Joe Jackson formed a family band with 5 of his sons, the Jackson 5. Out of all of them, the youngest performing member, Little Michael, was the one who made you stop and stare. His energy, his instinct, his presence, it was unlike anything you'd seen in a kid his age. In 1970, the Jackson 5 single, "I Want You Back," shot straight to #1 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and stayed there for nearly a month. A star was being born. But Michael quickly realized something. As talented as the group was, his future was bigger than a band. He had a vision for himself, a solo vision, and he was going to chase it. In 1979, Michael released his first solo album as an adult artist, Off the Wall. It earned him Grammy nominations, American Music Awards, and introduced the world to a new kind of pop star. Sophisticated, soulful, undeniable. But that was just the warm-up. In 1982, Michael Jackson dropped Thriller, and the music industry was never the same again. Within the first week of release, it sold 1 million copies. To date, Thriller has sold over 100 million copies worldwide, a record that no album has ever broken. The title track's music video has now surpassed 2 billion views on YouTube. Billie Jean, another track from the same album, also sits at 2 billion views. These songs came out over 40 years ago. They stream like they dropped last Friday. The Thriller music video itself was a cultural event, a 14-minute short film blending horror, choreography, and storytelling in a way no one had ever attempted. And if you've ever used that iconic popcorn gif online, that's from the Thriller video. Then came 1987's Bad, where Michael collaborated with legendary director Martin Scorsese on the title track's video. 5 singles from that album hit #1 on the Billboard charts, including Smooth Criminal, home to perhaps the most jaw-dropping dance move in pop history. The physics-defying move that broke the internet before the internet existed. When audiences first saw Michael lean his entire body forward at a 45-degree angle, defying gravity with no visible support, they assumed it was a camera trick. Then he did it live on stage. The crowd lost it. This move, the now iconic anti-gravity lean, seemed physically impossible. It wasn't until 2018 that researchers published findings explaining the mechanics, a specially engineered shoe with a heel slot that locks into a nail on the stage floor, allowing the lean. That shoe later sold at auction for over $600,000. 5 albums, an entire era. After Thriller and Bad, Michael released Dangerous in 1991, History in 1995, Invincible in 2001, his final studio album. Just 5 studio albums as an adult, and with them he conquered the world. His music videos were never just promotional content, they were cinematic events. The video for Scream cost approximately $7 million to produce, earning its place in the Guinness World Records as the most expensive music video ever made. At his live concerts, fans didn't just scream, they fainted. The footage is all over YouTube, and it still looks unreal. This is why the title stuck, King of Pop. The business brain behind the artist. Here's a side of Michael Jackson that most people don't fully appreciate. The man was a genius businessman. In 1985, he spent $47.5 million to purchase the ATV music catalog, a massive collection of song copyrights, including a significant portion of the Beatles catalog. His advisors thought it was a risk. Michael saw it differently. In 1995, he merged ATV with Sony to create Sony ATV Music Publishing. He sold just half his stake and walked away with $95 million. By the time of his death, the full investment was worth over $1 billion. In 2016, Sony purchased the remaining share from Michael's estate for $750 million. Today, Sony Music Publishing is the largest music publishing in the world, with a catalog of over 6 million songs. One deal, one moment of foresight, $1 billion legacy.
The body that paid the price. Michael Jackson reportedly wanted to live to 150 years old. He had a full medical team monitoring his diet, exercise, and health around the clock. He slept in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. There were even rumors that organ donors were kept on standby. He made it to 50. The physical toll of his career was enormous. In 1984, during a Pepsi commercial shoot, his hair caught fire. He suffered serious burns and spent the rest of his life battling severe, chronic headaches. He pushed through the pain, continuing to rehearse for hours, perfecting every step, every beat. That obsession came at a cost. The pain led to painkillers. The painkillers led to dependency. In his final years, Michael was regularly using propofol, a normally surgical anesthetic, and ICU settings as a sleep aid. He was also using lorazepam, an anti-anxiety and sleep medication. His personal physician, Dr. Conrad Murray, administered these drugs nightly. After 2 months of continuous propofol use, Michael Jackson died on June 25, 2009. The cause of death, acute propofol intoxication. In 2011, Dr. Murray was convicted of involuntary manslaughter and sentenced to 4 years in prison.
The skin, the hair, the truth. One of the most debated questions surrounding Michael Jackson: why did his skin change from dark to light? The popular narrative was plastic surgery and skin bleaching.
Michael pushed back against this his entire life. His explanation, and the one supported by his autopsy report, was vitiligo, a condition where the immune system attacks melanin-producing cells, causing progressive depigmentation of the skin. Patches appear, spread, and eventually the skin loses most of its color. Michael discussed this publicly on The Oprah Winfrey Show. His autopsy confirmed the vitiligo diagnosis. That same autopsy revealed other things the public didn't know. Michael had lost virtually all of his natural hair. A wig was adhesively attached to his scalp. His body was covered with injection marks from years of painkiller use. His eyebrows and lips had been permanently tattooed to maintain color. There were also unconfirmed reports suggesting he may have used hormone-suppressing drugs to preserve his vocal range, keeping his voice from deepening with age.
The accusations that haunted him. No honest account of Michael Jackson's life can skip this. In 2003, two men came forward with allegations of childhood sexual abuse. Wade Robson, a choreographer, and James Safechuck, a former child actor. Both claimed they were abused at Michael's Neverland Ranch, a 2,700-acre private estate that functioned as a fantasy world, complete with rides and animals. In 2019, a documentary called Leaving Neverland brought their stories to television 10 years after Michael's death. The response was immediate. His music dropped significantly in streams and sales. Michael had faced similar accusations during his lifetime and was acquitted on all charges in 2005. His friend, Macaulay Culkin, yes, the kid from Home Alone, repeatedly and publicly denied that Michael ever behaved inappropriately with him, describing their relationship as a genuine, unusual friendship. Culkin appears in the Black or White music video alongside Michael. The truth of these accusations remains contested. Supporters point to the acquittal and question the motives of those who came forward years later. Critics believe the victims. The debate continues to this day.
Was Michael Jackson Muslim? It's a question that won't go away, and honestly, it's fascinating. His brother, Jermaine, converted to Islam in 1989. In interviews, Jermaine has said that Michael expressed curiosity about the faith, read Islamic literature, and was particularly moved by the sound of the adhan, the call to prayer. Reports emerged around 2008 claiming Michael had converted and changed his name to Mikael. Several people close to him echoed similar accounts, but Michael himself never publicly confirmed it. Whether he embraced Islam privately before his death is something only God truly knows. The final curtain. In 2009, Michael announced his comeback, a series of concerts called This Is It at London's O2 Arena. It would be his first major performances since 1997. 50 concerts, all tickets sold out almost instantly. The world was ready. On June 25, 2009, before he could ever take that stage, Michael Jackson died at his Los Angeles home. He was 50 years old. What he left behind. Michael Jackson wasn't just a musician. He was a phenomenon, one that reshaped pop culture, redefined what a live performance could be, and turned music videos into an art form. Every generation discovers him. Millennials grew up with him, Gen Z found him through the internet, Gen Alpha knows the Moonwalk before they can spell it. The debates around his personal life will likely never be fully resolved. The complexity of who he was as a human being is real and shouldn't be minimized. But the music, the dancing, the sheer audacity of his artistry, that's undeniable. Even his harshest critics can't take that away. Michael Joseph Jackson, the boy from Gary, Indiana, who wasn't allowed a childhood, gave his entire life to his art, and in return, the world gave him immortality. The king of pop, forever.